You're now listening to the Something Good Podcast Network. Please press any key to continue.
Alright everybody, and welcome to this week's edition of the Couch Potatoes. I'm Alex.
This is Cap Morrison.
And holy shit, it's a back-to-back episode because we never released the episode that came out right before this, which was us recording our thoughts immediately after the South Park episode. Didn't think they were going to spit another one out this quick. Yeah. So it's like I was holding on to it, for like an in-between. But no, they already released part 2. And we made some pretty bold claims in part 1 of what we thought was going to happen in this special. So
not really of them panned out, though, did they?
No, they honestly did the whole Disney, Marvel, Star Wars thing of they kind of...
I was going to do that. They knew the expectations.
Yeah, and they didn't do what the fans were thinking they were going to do in any aspect. I think
the callback's enough though. I think we're enough to soften the blow on that.
Oh yeah. No, it seemed like everyone kind of. It almost felt like, in retrospect, Matt and Trey maybe had a difficult time writing the kids as adults in the first episode.
I imagine it was harder to write the main characters.
Yeah.
The rest, you kind of see a line. Scott Malkinson.
Still got diabetes.
Yeah, Scott,
Clyde.
But you got to remember their universe is just as rich as the MCU because they've worked with their characters a lot longer than the MCU's been around.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and they don't have fucking lore to pull from. They're doing this on the goddamn fly.
Yeah.
Right. Like, hey, what's Truly's problem? There's coke in there's meth in the coffee. that is in the coffee. That's like some season 3 shit, and they kept that going.
Yeah.
With them just adding and adding and adding throughout the last 2 decades.
Even like some of like the C&D characters are having moments that pay off as they get older too.
Yeah, because it was 4 kids. That's all it is.
Yeah.
And then you had the extra 4: Clyde, Token, Tweak, and Craig. Mm-hmm. And then
Butters.
But in between there, after the original movie, Butters was part of the squad, and then Timmy,
and then Jimmy.
And those 2 by themselves are almost on par with the A squad. You know what I'm saying? Like,
oh yeah,
their
stories are great.
Yeah, they're close second, and those are the ones that are more like loved by the South Park fans.
I mean, they've won awards for.
Yeah, but the Jimmy and Timmy episodes are perfect.
It's kind of like the Simpsons, kind of like B and C characters.
Yeah. But like when if you was,
I know what you mean on that.
But like, even if I first see Jimmy for the first time, I know where his path is going. He's going to be a stand-up comedian.
Yeah.
And he became what? A late-night show host. That's what a comedian
becomes. Late Night with Jimmy.
Yeah, Late Night with Jimmy. And so you see that path down the road. Now, the other 4, the original 4, it's hard to say because their ebbs and flows are so much different, especially for Stan. Stan has the craziest story arc of all 4.
Oh yeah.
Because, not only later on does he move from home and with his crazy ass dad selling weed, but before that he ends up becoming kind of a nihilist.
Yeah.
Becomes a non-caring human being.
Because of the divorce the first time.
Becomes the cynical asshole from like several seasons ago.
Yeah, and so his path is is kind of changed, but what they've done with it in these 2 movies is fucking crazy as shit.
Oh yeah. Well, let's go with the first revelation was Victor Chaos. We finally get to see Butters again, and I was honestly hoping we were going to get like some sort of like Professor Chaos payoff.
Some evil Butters of some kind.
Yes, but it's like, but I thought they did pretty good with his reveal, and he just turns around, well, hey, fellers.
Well, he's still Butters. That's me.
Yeah. No, I thought that was
Butterscotch
with his gay porno mustache.
Yeah.
And It was really odd, though, the way they kind of played it off. He was grounded since the very beginning of COVID. Then his parents forgot about him,
and that's an anchor of his character, being grounded.
Yeah.
Even in, I don't know if you guys played the video games, but there is a part in the second video game where you're doing the superheroes instead of like Lord of the Rings,
right?
But you're playing superheroes, and you got to fight Butter's dad, and he can freeze you in the spot saying you're grounded, and it makes the game fucking hard, and then you can like bust out. He's like, I said you were grounded, and then you start kicking his ass, and that was his special move.
Wow.
He could ground anyone in a special direction.
And now adult Butters is kind of like that TV salesman that owns a furniture store, like in Racing Arizona or some shit.
NFTs.
Yes. I will say, I was really hoping when the two Alexis showed up that he would be like, hey, don't you want to make some fucking money? And he'd turn into a pimp, Butters.
Yes.
Just for a quick second. Hey, aren't you girls want to make some fucking money?
Don't you girls want to make some real fucking money?
Yeah. Selling kisses behind the fucking Applebee's Max.
Well, you bring up a good point. And I said this during this watch along, which was it really felt like that we got glimpses of Pimp Butters.
We did.
When he was like, you want to make some real motherfucking money, talking about selling NFTs. And the thing is I'm laughing along at the NFTs thing because it's like, even though I support and believe in cryptocurrency to a point, it's the NFTs thing is still really hard for me to wrap my brain around of being any worthwhile.
And listen to earlier episodes of something.
Really,
exactly how I break that down. And why it's a scam.
But no, and so it's like I agree on the NFT shit being a scam. I think that's a
fly-by-night currency.
Well, that's not even really a currency thing. It's like I've finally done a little more research on it, and it is pretty like asinine. It is like. It's a frontward-facing pyramid scheme,
but it's
the
way Butters describes it. The way Butters describes it is perfect. And you build, and you fuck the rest of them.
Oh,
you're on top.
Oh yeah.
But he says something that I had said before. He's like, it's just like you owning fine art.
Yeah.
And it's
like,
yours, man.
That's exactly how the fine art world works. It works on changing art into a currency. And selling it. As a currency,
and that's where a lot of people are kind of basing theirs on, and the reason I say it's kind of like an outward, not to go too far off trail here, but it is kind of like an outward pyramid scheme because it's promoted that you purchase it and then you hold on to it and then you sell it for a little bit of a profit, and then the next person sells it for a little bit more of a profit. And because it's on the blockchain, you get a commission off each sale. Mm-hmm. So in the end, it's like you're literally like, okay, I have the thing. Now I'm going to sell it to you. Now you go sell it. And you go sell it for a big price. And I'm going to get a commission. Then you talk that person into selling it. So it's like that's the part that's just like that. It feels like such an outward pyramid shit. Yeah. It's just very bizarre. But no, and that's why I feel like it even needs to be separated from crypto. And also the weird thing is,
it is. It's a whole different market.
It is, but also it's this one guy broke it down really well, and he actually looked into the like technology of it all, and it's like you're not even purchasing an image, you're purchasing access to a link to look at the image. The image itself is still free.
Yeah.
You're paying for the access link to the image.
That's what I'm gonna do now. Just sell like Dropbox links to shit that hasn't been released.
I was gonna say that is where the true piracy comes in. Is people selling those links or copying the links. You can copy paste the actual NFT JPEG all day long, and it still retains value. It's because you have access to that blockchain link. Is what gives it the value.
That's why it's so exclusive.
And it's also why it's so fucking dangerous because at least with like crypto and any sort of like stock market thing, you can watch that slowly die. With one day, you can just log in and try to look at your NFT and all of a sudden your link doesn't work. And guess what? They just closed down the fucking site, took all the money, and ran. Yeah. It's like, that's why it's such a bigger fucking scam, and that's what Butters is into. And he's basically destroying buildings and families with this shit.
Because he's still Professor Chaos. They've made that extra step because what is the most chaotic thing that Victor Chaos can do is to sell a dream.
Yep.
Sell something that you can't hold or touch, and oh my God,
A donkey with a sombrero.
yeah,
A purple panda riding a skateboard.
I lost my house and all my savings, but I got this.
Butters was always the little pushover kid that everybody picked on, but he always knew how to make a buck.
Oh yeah,
And take
You gotta remember,
advantage
he
of
took a
it.
ninja star to the face, and a vet was going to put him down.
Yeah.
Let's just put him down.
And he's like still going into a character.
And he still pees with his fucking pants on the way to his ankles like a fucking homicidal maniac like he became.
Yes.
Yeah, and that's what I was hoping for when he's like, "Hey, I gotta go to the bathroom." I'm like, "They're gonna do it. They're gonna always
Lou.
Lou," and then he's just pissing all over the fucking place.
Yes, because the old Cartman starts coming out at this point. He's creating. Chris, what would you say he's creating in comparison
What?
when he shows up to the church and he's like, I've got to create a secret rebellion against Kyle.
Yeah, fat.
Yeah.
Yeah, the foundation against time travel.
I read that too. I'm like, when is this going to pay off?
Yeah, fat. But you know, it's you know what's crazy is like he changed, but deep down we're all the same.
Yeah.
We do change throughout time. But deep down we're going to pull from what we know, and he pulled from what he knew, which is his unadulterated hate for Karl Blofsky.
Yeah.
And fuck you, Kyle. And like, I just love, he's like, he grabs Butters the way he used to grab Butters.
Yeah.
Butters. I'm hamburgers. Beat the shit out of you if you don't fucking help me.
I will rip your nuts off
with my bare hands.
Yes.
And you got to think about what Kyle has done to Butters, or Cartman exclusively has done to Butters.
Oh, yeah.
Not just what the kids have done.
And actually, some of my favorite episodes are the Cartman Butters centric episodes.
Yep, like Osimo and
Well, I was gonna say Osimo. One of the ones that immediately comes to mind is when they go on the field trip and he gets partnered with Butters, and Butters has to hold his hand, and Butters is like, "No, I am not letting go of your hand." He's like, "Fine, I'm taking you with me then, because I'm not fucking staying here." And Cartman wants to go to like that amusement park, and Butters is like resisting the entire time. He's like, "Then let go of my hand." He goes, "No, you're my partner, buddy."
Or it's the accountability buddy or something
Yes,
like
the
this.
accountability buddy.
but the accountability buddy was also when Butters went to gay conversion camp.
Oh, yeah. That's right. Where he was,
He's like,
a little
hey,
bi-curious.
hey, Mr. Stotch, this is your accountability buddy, Timmy. Timmy, is a little bit bi-curious like you. And then they open the door, and he's like, the kid's like, this music and the whole tone of the show just stops, and it shows like a shadowy kid just hanging in the closet.
Yeah.
And it's just like slowly just moving. He's like, "Hey, we got a code 5." He's like, "All right, so Timmy's not going to be your accountability buddy." So, and it's just like, oh god damn it.
No, it was the episode where they were going to the Ren Fair.
Yeah.
And shit was going down, and like the whole crux of it was the main team was trying to get the guys to tell them where the security code was so they could alert authorities. Yeah. But they're like, "We don't know of this current technology you speak of," and they're like, "No, god damn it, there are shooters," and they're like, "Oh yeah, they've got their rifles, and we don't know." It was that one. Cartman and Butter sneak out of whatever that was and do the amusement park, and and then even the one where he's fighting him as Professor Chaos. Mm-hmm. There was like a superhero one where it was like him and Professor Chaos, and almost P.F. Chang's had something to do with it too.
Yeah,
where he was like manipulating Butters.
Yeah, so they were manipulating Butters. It was the Jared has AIDS episode where, hey, Jared lost weight eating a bunch of Subway. So Butters, we're gonna make you fat and make you lose weight by eating City Walk.
Yes.
And his face and his head got weird. His head started shaking weird. And then it came out that Jared has AIDS.
AIDS to help him, lose weight.
Yeah.
And this is why Trey Matt put him on the second episode to tease us at the very end, because Butters is like a favorite of the show because of all of this too.
Mm-hmm. And even with these movies and the video games themselves, they are kings at calling back to what the original content is.
Oh yeah. And the best one is Kevin. I'm so glad they brought back Kevin to fuck up Cartman's day, because he is there exclusive. Like, because someone posted a compilation of it on YouTube. He never fucks with anyone, but he is always there to fuck up Cartman's mojo. He will be in the middle of a good speech, and Kevin will just pipe up, but are we doing this, and this? Damn it, Kevin.
I think Kevin first shows up in the Do the Retarded Go to Heaven episode, where they try to find out if Timmy can go to heaven.
Yeah.
Because he can't repent for sins because he's Timmy.
Right.
And they're like, well, no, kids, not really. So they start their own church.
Yeah.
And it becomes, if you love the Lord, you will put $1 in the box.
Because, of course, Cartman does.
Why not? Let God pay the mortgage. Like I would.
And let's see. After that, Randy is he still gets away from the cops. He shows up at the lab at the school to continue with his integrity weed.
Yeah, so he's able to sneak out the last bud.
Yes.
Gets to the lab. Tolkien helps him escape the Applebee's, Denny's, Max
Plus.
Goes full Black Dynamite.
Yeah, it's karate.
Yeah.
Because of course Tolkien would know karate.
That's really his only moment in the whole thing.
Yeah, pretty much. And you know, they really shape out the character, the C characters, like you were saying, shape them out pretty good.
Yeah.
As this goes on, because Craig's still kind of an ass.
Yeah.
Clyde. Clyde's
Clyde's the one that refuses to get vaccinated.
Yeah, but he's always like easy to manipulate very quickly. He's like, I'm not getting it because someone told me you grow titties on your head.
But he's also that contrarian asshole too.
Yeah.
And the thing is they used that character really well, because he was the same one that refused to lower the seat, and that's who his mom got sucked into the toilet. That was Clyde. So it's like, even back then he was, and like, how did that episode end? With him walking back in the bathroom, flipping the toilet seat up, and flipping his mom off in heaven. That's how the episode ended. So, like, they actually picked the perfect side character for him to just be like, no, fuck this.
They brought back Wendy.
Yep.
Wendy, which plays a big part in the show because she was basically the fifth wheel on the squad for a long time, just right there with Butters. And I just still love the fact that we never hear Kenny's voice.
Yep.
We
never heard it.
They keep it tried and true. Because
even though we have heard it a few times,
we've heard it in the movie,
kid version. Oh yeah, the movie, a few times in the series,
and Mysterion.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm Mysterion. Here you go, little girl. And he brings the doll to his sister.
Yes. I love that one.
Then you realize that he comes back because his parents are in a blood cult for Cthulhu.
Yep.
But Kenny's always still
he's a real hero. He's a real superhero.
And he's always secretly the coolest one.
Yep.
Even as they get older.
Yep.
Yeah,
walking around in a Hawaiian shirt and fucking sandals and a fucking blonde beard.
Your Nobel Prize winning motherfucker, sunglasses, and a fucking camping hat.
For combining what?
At the very end of it, dark matter and breastplate. Yes.
Kenny, you son of a bitch. My man. And going back to what really happened, what happens to Stan and Kyle. Kyle, he's doesn't have a family. And then, Stan is kind of a drunk like his dad. Mm-hmm. Because, we've seen...
And the Alexa's just calling him out left and right.
Oh, my God.
The Alexa's parts are so funny.
Alexa, shut the fuck up! I just love the whole, we got to plead... Like, in the future, we will be pleading with the fucking Alexa, because it'll be so much part of our lives.
It'll be like the mistreated housewife.
Yeah, but it'll be domineering almost, because we'll become eventually reliant on,
the Alexas.
Well, not just Alexas, but,
or just tech
smart
in general.
technology like that.
Yeah, smart technology and convenience. And I'm talking about disgusting convenience. That in
Idiocracy.
In the 50s, they didn't even have this for this uber rich. You know what I'm saying? Like, disgustingly convenient. It's like, hey, you remember when you had to work?
Yeah.
And had to wait to get paid? And then you had to go to the store on your day off and buy the shit. Nah, you can buy it on your break. Yeah. 3 weeks before you get paid.
It's fucked up, but it's like, I seriously, it's a habit now. Every time I get paid, that day I place an order for Amazon groceries to be delivered Sunday morning, because Sunday's the main day I'm off. So it's like, that's the only morning I'm guaranteed there to get the shit. So it's like, every Sunday morning I have groceries delivered. And it's like, I don't have time to go get them.
Yeah, because... well, your life is a lot more dynamically different than like mine because I live in a more rural area. But it works for someone like you because you're in a city.
Yeah,
you don't need to drive. You know, public transport exists. Uber has taken off. Lyft, probably another one.
yeah, but those are the main two.
But like that's available. No matter how many times they cancel it, there's always another one.
Yeah.
You still
listen to the Spider-Man episode for that one.
but like for me, that's not really an option. So, but it is still creepily convenient, especially with the way Amazon have basically bucked the odds with the United States Postal Service. But,
man. I mean, it is still insane that like certain things, like most things you buy on Amazon, if you order it like early enough in the day, you will have it the next morning on your doorstep.
Oh yeah, but Amazon even
that day, like so they're even getting like some same day delivery if you order early enough.
And there comes a cost to that.
Yeah,
we're not just a moral cost, but that's another episode.
Isn't the future great?
Oh god,
it's the fucking future.
There was a thing in the Smithsonian. And it was a plaque, and it said, "In the future will be great things, but the most terrifying things."
Like self-driving cars and...
yeah, but like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was a plaque right next to like the Edison part and the little plaque they had for Tesla.
Yeah.
Which is bullshit. But, we go back to the characters, though, like, Stan became his dad.
Yeah.
To an extent.
Oh, yeah.
I do love how they kind of elaborated just a little bit more how he accidentally destroyed the family.
Yeah, they show it in action at the very beginning. Like bits and pieces, like a summary.
Of him just lighting the fucking thing on fire.
Like, fuck this place.
Yeah. And that goes back to the dynamic of Stan from the show because he moved away.
Yeah.
He's not, the squad doesn't exist anymore. He's homeschooled because Corona's, broken out. So Zoom is possible. We see a dark side of that in this new pretty much episode.
Yeah.
Of,
Part 2.
Of them just living through, that big year of 2020 where the lockdown was very prominent.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of that, I was speaking to our friends in West Virginia. I found out if the bus driver doesn't show up to work, those kids can just be at school from home.
I did not know this.
Just that easy, huh?
That easy. I learned that while making peppermint stuff.
Peppermint bark.
Peppermint bark. Oh god, I was making a shitload of stuff. I accidentally made like Cookie Crisp by accident.
We'll do a something good episode after the other things we'll do.
But no, I found that out. And I'm just like, that's just another facet of the, if you got internet, you don't need to go to school. And I'm just like, god damn it. I sound like an old fuddy-duddy. Like an old ass man. Back in my day, we got our ass kicked by bigger kids. Yeah. And we learned how to hit them right.
Hey, man, don't be a bully. You're not cool, man.
I was a bully. I turned out fine. Look at me now.
Hey, Patty, you're fat.
Look at me. Look at me. I'm on a podcast and I'm slowly being more apathetic to people's problems with my job. I turned out fine.
There's nothing wrong with me.
I'm not slowly becoming a sociopath because of the job I play.
The job I play.
It's a game.
Yes,
it's a terrible game I play.
Oh, I know it is. It just took me a second to realize. Like, yeah, I guess so.
Thing is, the points don't matter.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm getting fucking raises and not even know about it.
Fuck. God damn it.
God damn it.
But so basically the whole episode is hinging on basically Cartman devolving because we can jump to the very end of it, and one of the biggest revelations, both of us were entirely wrong about what we thought was going to happen with Cartman, because
our whole thing was, is Cartman fucking around?
Yeah. And
he's not. It's so genuine.
And because you had the hardcore argument of, well, he cannot be redeemed.
He can't.
Well, at some point he did.
But he still became Eric Cartman.
But it's implied that he did because he was around Kyle again. Kyle. Kyle brings out the worst in Cartman. Like, Kyle is the reason Cartman is the way he is.
It's his foil. It's that guy.
Yeah.
Like his Kevin.
So it's like at the very end of it when you see Cartman as a homeless drunk. it's actually because the friend group never split up. He was always around Kyle. So it's almost kind of that fucked up thing of like, Kyle is the reason Cartman is in the bad state.
Cartman's a perfect example of us in society of succeeding because of spite.
Yeah.
Oh, no, you can't play that fucking guitar, pussy. And you start being really good at fucking guitar, right?
Right.
David Bowie got a crack in the fucking face from his daddy. And guess what? He became a fucking rock star. Yeah. All right? So, like, you know what I'm saying? Out of pure spite, you know, we become successful, and it works great, especially if you're an athlete.
And I think the moment that kind of like showed his, I guess redemptive quality for Cartman, whatever that's worth, is when Kyle takes a swing at him and Cartman fights back, because we've all seen that one episode where Kyle takes a swing at Cartman and he's just like,
oh yeah, because he's talking that big game. He's like, "You want to go? You want to fucking go? Let's fucking go then!" Bye, bye, bye,
and then he goes, "Pap."
Yeah, he just gives him like this tiniest little love tap on his shoulder, and it just breaks down.
I love it, because Cartman does fight, but he fought Wendy Testaberger, round for round, and it just became that whole thing.
They do the fucking "There Will Be Blood" fight.
Yeah, just that knockdown, drag out in the mud, and he's like, "You stupid bitch." She's like, "Fuck you, fat ass," and cold cocks him in the face, and that's when you realize they both love each other.
Yeah. So at what point in the episode did you kind of realize where it's like, oh shit, no, he is kind of being genuine? Because it felt like there was a moment for me in the episode where I was like, okay, yeah, this is for real.
You know he's genuine after the fight.
Yeah.
That's when I see it. It's like, all right, look, Kyle, I fucking hate you. Mm-hmm. I've always hated you, but, my life is better.
Yeah.
And we know his life's better. We know it. It is a fact. This is not a fallacy that he's paying for. This is not a hologram.
And again, kudos to the creators, because again, I thought it was going to be some long Alexa joke.
Yeah.
Or like some na-na-na-na-na.
Yeah. And it's like, and they were
made you hate your religion.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like, and they set it up so well in the first part to be like, you don't know.
Yeah.
It could be. So it's like props to them for like really doing good with the character. Because again, to your point, you see the old Cartman slip out.
Yeah.
So it's like they did really good, careful attention to, oh yeah, let's have him slowly devolve back into the character that he got away from being after the friend group broke up.
Especially when the kids kind of give little Jewish cliches that Cartman would make fun of, like, "Hey, Dad, I'm writing a journal and we're hiding in the attic. Oh my God, I love you so much."
Yeah, it's like even little moments like that are still like, oh, he could still be fucking around. Like, oh, that would play into his narcissism. Like, yes, I'm getting the Jewish girl to write in a little diary, that kind of thing.
What I would have loved is let's go ahead and talk about, they kill Clyde.
Yeah.
They shoot him and he dies.
Adult Clyde is dead.
He shoots him in like the shoulder, the stomach, and the dick.
Which leading to that though, one of my favorite moments in the whole episode, when he shows up to his own house and he's just like, "Does Dad still keep a gun under the bed?" It's like, yeah.
And then he starts walking. He's like, "Is he home?"
No, he's getting vaccinated.
Listen, don't ever get vaccinated.
It'll make you grow titties on your head. I'm a professional.
And that becomes the bootstrap paradox.
Yes, it does.
The bootstrap paradox, which is, I went back in time, told myself something, and then for the rest of my life, I said, "Oh no, I need to go back in time and tell myself because I'm fucking with time." And it's just like, God damn it. That's the bootstrap paradox. That's why time travel shouldn't exist.
but I love that they're perfect callback writers. That was a great callback to his throwaway line at the beginning of the episode. "No, I heard from someone once that it'll make me grow titties on my head. He was a scientist. He knew a lot." So it's like it was a perfect callback to that of like, that was actually you. Yeah.
But they go, they really pull a lot of sci-fi tropes.
A lot of Blade Runner and
the first one really shows the Blade Runner aspect, but it keeps going.
Yeah.
Especially with the Terminator with the last little bit, but where Stan and he's talking to his dad Randy.
Yes.
And he's just like,
after he finds out that Kenny actually wasn't trying to stop COVID, he was trying to stop the bro ship from breaking up, because he finds out that the bro ship, he was so bummed out by it, he always wanted to fix it. He just needed the weed to cope.
And Randy just being crushed, not realizing that his weed was the cure for the coronavirus. And all that. And he does the Rutger Hauer speech, which is like one of the greatest fucked up speeches from a villain
in movie history. In
movie history is Blade Runner, when he's talking about all these things that could have been are now just tears in the rain. And I'm just like
Space Jam 2.
And I'm just like, I did take a breath, like, God damn it! You did. You took one of the most compelling sci-fi speeches of all time, and you watered it down to a goddamn weed joke. Bravo!
About Space Jam.
About Space Jam. And God damn it, they didn't stop it. Nope. It still happened.
Hey, it's like, Dad, go on outside. I'm gonna be out here for a minute.
Yeah, because you think he died. You're like,
nothing else, Dan.
You assume for a second that Randy just died of sadness.
Yes. He's like, no. Dad, nothing else, Dan.
But we were able to see Clyde get killed because Cartman's whole thing was go back in time to kill Kyle.
Yeah.
Shoot Kyle in the fucking face.
And all of that was so great. Like, I was rolling over every one of those scenes of him like getting the time machine ready and everything. I was like, in his big speech, and then like Stan and Kyle bust down the door and they're like, oh shit, Stan and Kyle.
Yeah.
But not just that, they turn to kids again just for a short minute before the time travel starts, and Cartman has a change of heart after the fight.
Yeah.
And
then the little baby Cartman kid,
fuck you, Kyle.
pulls the lever,
and like he pulls the lever, and that's it. It started, but you could tell Cartman's like, fuck.
We made a mistake.
I made a mistake, and then we go back to the Back to the Future. And
where's this route? Okay.
The boys are having their Axis moment where
which we actually see in one of the pandemic specials.
Yeah.
Because they kind of leave the last pandemic special kind of on that weird cliffhanger of like them not really being friends. Because remember, it was the whole episode of them trying to figure out how to. Because I totally forgot about this, but their last episode was them doing the whole who's going to have visitation rights with Kenny.
Right.
That was the last episode of the season, was them, like the bro ship was breaking up, and there was like, and that's what that callback was, is we don't trust each other, nor do we like each other. That was the last episode of that season.
And they called back to that and patched it up from then on.
Yeah, but I thought that was so interesting, though, that how they kind of called back to that season, or that last special, rather.
They've always been good with continuity throughout the series over the years, too. There's not really any loose ends that anybody really like overanalyzes or gives a fuck about, but they're really good at like tying it all together in one way or the other, too.
Oh, yeah, for sure. But no, I also really liked, again, Fat.
Yeah.
Kevin is just like, I don't want to be called fat.
What about when Ike shows up? Adult Ike shows up at the airport. Becomes the Canadian Prime Minister from the movie.
Fuck, buddy.
But like I was waiting for that, because you're always waiting. Where's the other character you're missing? Because we do see our more villainous characters, our goth characters, our throwaways. Like
you even see the adults when Butters shows up to the old folks' home and is talking about their NFTs.
And he just scares the shit out of them with Tupperware. You don't understand. See, and they sell theirs, and you get theirs, and you get a profit off them selling, and then it comes back, and then you say, fuck all the rest of them, and then you're on top making all the money. And it's just like, oh my God, Butters, you monster.
Yes.
Go back to being a pimp. You were nice. You were a good pimp. Selling kisses.
You cared about your hoes.
He did.
He did. He was good to his host.
He was good. Because you know why? He cared about making some motherfucking money. It's still one of my favorite fucking episodes.
I want to see that. I want to see that movie where Butters grows up to be a pimp and Token has to stop him with karate.
This is actually what the disappointment I had for the ending was. All right, so Stan obviously joined Space Force.
Yes,
and helped colonize Mars. Kyle has some type of successful business. He has a family. He has a family, but that's the main crux of it. He has his own family. Randy, Sharon, and the sister are all alive.
Shelly.
Shelly. Shelly!
I love that Shelly's voice never changed. Like, what are you doing, you fucking turd?
Well, again, the fun producer aspect of all this is for like the last almost 10 seasons, they've actually been voicing the boys in their normal voices and then pitch correcting them up. And it's been saving their voices, and it also gives them a lot more of that dynamic range of actually being able to emote and like truly do voice acting.
Because Trey Parker, he's like 7 different people.
Yeah. If you
Matt
watch
Stone's
the
like another like 10. So
if you watch the 6 Days to Air documentary they did, they show a scene of them getting all the voices down and everything.
I like
too.
that it's Trey Parker's daughter. That's Ike.
Oh, there's been like so many Ikes, but yes.
Yeah, but she was Ike. Kick the baby. Kick the baby.
Yeah.
Kick the goddamn baby. But no, but yeah, for like the last little while, they've actually been doing it that way. That way, they can get a lot more like emotion and voices and stuff like that. And they're like, oh well, okay, there's the pitch of our voices we used to contort ourselves to do, and it was limited on what we could do and say. Well, let's just do it here. Well, on this, they just didn't do any pitch correcting.
Yeah.
So it's like that's the way they actually do everyone's voices. And they said that, like I was reading an interview, they were like, yeah, it was kind of funny hearing Kyle without the pitch correction. Because they're like, it just sounds so much like Gerald. Yeah. They're like, and that was like unintentional starting out. They're like, it just really fit, but like you pitch corrected up, it really does sound like young Ike.
And you know what's crazy is like,
Kyle.
But you know what's crazy is like if you watch the early seasons where you start seeing the parents aspect of everything.
Yeah.
There's the 3-parter Christmas, I think like season 3 or 4, where it's the boys are all split up, and like I think Kenny's with Kyle at Jew camp for Hanukkah
with Moses
and Moses
looking at spaghetti macaroni drawings and stuff like that, or paintings.
Bring me my macaroni pictures.
Yes.
So says Abraham.
yes, I remember this now.
But like it's a 3-part episode because all the boys are all split up. But in the one where it's just the parents, it's Randy and Gerald, and it's 2 guys in a hot tub.
Yes.
And then you realize, oh, they've been friends since they were kids, and now their friends are, their kids are best friends, and you see it kind of evolve a little bit, and there's a little bit of a throwback to that.
Yeah.
When they're older, which I think is hilarious. The only problem I had with the ending, and there's so much to love about it, was Butters working for Applebee's. And I know why they did it, because he has to make that speech where it's, no, I need a job where I did actual stuff to make fucking money.
To make actual money.
I have to do actual work to actually get money. I just would have loved it if he had showed up with a whore. Like, instead of being at Denny's, Applebee's, Max, or whatever the fuck, it would have been welcome to Butters Escort Max or something.
Escort Max.
Hey fellers.
Hey fellers. Hey, do you guys need
We
what
got
I
male
do?
escorts. We got male escorts. We got female escorts. We got a little bit of both if you want it.
And Butterscotch is the biggest, instead of making him a sleazy NFT salesman, make him the most successful person in South Park.
Yeah.
Kyle or Kenny, he's a scientist, he's worldwide, but let's make Butters
local fame.
The premier of the locality, because he would never leave.
Yeah.
He's Arizona from fucking Raising Arizona. Everybody knows him.
And I would have loved that, but I know why they did it, because it's just to go back to the whole, no, I needed to do a real fucking job. And not, be a chaotic force of evil.
And plus he also doesn't really get really that much into tech, because he wasn't grounded for all of COVID, so he wasn't like stuck to like learning something like that.
Because Butters don't need that shit.
Yeah.
Butters is a pimp.
Butters knows how to make some real motherfucking money.
Yeah. We get
and I love how even during selling the NFTs you get the little Butter isms, like when he's at the Denny's, Applebee's, Max, and he's talking about it, and he's like, how about little Applebee, he's got a top hat, or this chicken, he's not like Norman Dairy chicken, he got a bra on. Like little moments like that, you see child Butters pop back out again,
and then it goes into Pimp Butters real quick. It's about to make some fucking money. And it's just like, holy shit, Butters is insane. But Butters is also the most dark character I think they've ever created,
because his parents are fucked up, and his friends treat him like shit.
Because he's the crux of so much in the cinematic, or not just the cinematic, but the show itself. Like in Imagination Land, we need to figure out how to stop the armies of
imagination.
Evil. But the armies of evil imagination. How do you do it? Butters, you have the most creative imagination than anybody. What are you going to do? And he's like, like Jesus is like telling him, he's like, I need you to focus, I need you to imagine. And then he imagines his dad as this grotesque Akira looking thing.
Yeah.
Buddhist, you're fucking grounded. And it's just like, oh my God, kill it. No, Butters, you need to have a good imagination. But like that's the whole thing about Butters.
Okay, then.
Butters is very was it influential?
Yes.
When it comes to other things, because he became a pimp. There's a dynamic to that. You have to have some type of skill to talk someone into whoring. Like it is
like, this is a skill I don't have.
I don't. But damn, can you imagine? Like, Cap, have sex for money.
You're gonna iceberg slim the fuck out of me.
But you will have sex for money. You will have so much more money left to go see the Volunteers lose to Georgia.
And you will still call me daddy every time.
Mr.
Yes,
Chris. Mr. Chris. But the crown on top for me was the Jimmy at the end where he tells the most fucking hilarious joke about, what was it?
So bisexual Canadians?
What's the hardest decision for a bisexual Canadian? Whether or not to fuck their brother or sister.
Everybody's like, oh, okay, now we're back in South Park.
There it is, because they made him so lame. Because they turned it into what
PC
what
comedy
we think
or
is going to
whatever.
happen in the future is this super woke bullshit. But then the crown jewel on top of it all was Timmy.
Yes.
Merry Christmas, everyone.
Becomes Tiny Timmy.
Because he's walking.
Yes.
He's walking and he's articulate.
Yeah.
And it's just like, that's the biggest change in the show.
And we only get a tiny stinger of it.
Yeah.
Because it was great because...
we never saw him in the first part.
yeah, because you even brought up, you're like, I want to know what Timmy's doing.
Yeah.
And you actually, I think you said on the episode too, which is the fun thing of us not releasing it yet, just that way, it's like, time capsule shit. I think you were even like, I want him to like be walking and like talking and saying shit.
Yeah.
And so it's like, you actually got that.
Well, in the back, and when they go to the past and you see the
You
adult
see-
Cartman
Yeah,
standing
so
Kyle on the bench, you just see
Well, yeah,
Timmy just roll by
Timmy.
for just a little bit.
Yeah, because it was right after they kill Clyde on the bridge.
And that's what I think you see the change in Cartman again.
Yeah.
Whereas he's like, I know what we got to do. Mm-hmm. I know, and he knows what he's going to lose, because remember the whole crux of fuck Kyle was, I don't want to lose my family.
Yeah.
And oh my God, it was so fucking awesome. Like
Yeah.
just the whole turnaround, and Cartman, being a drunk. This is what I wanted to happen. Actually, that's why I asked you when we was watching. Was there anything after the credits?
Right.
Was I wanted to see that woman pull up and see him and ask him if he needs some help.
Oh, okay.
That's what I wanted to see. Just to round it out, because the boys are still worried about Cartman to a point.
Yeah.
Except for Butters. Butters like,
Butters
fuck
like,
you,
fuck
Cartman.
He's like, now let's go back inside and not worry about Cartman again.
Fuck you guys. And he's like, fuck you.
Yeah.
And then closes the blinds like an asshole.
Right.
I love how it's like Cartman tries calling Butters his best friend so many times, but like through adulthood, Butters is just like, no, dude, seriously, fuck you.
Yeah. Because like there's a part where if you go back and watch the Faith Plus One episode where they become a
Christian rock band.
A Christian rock band. And the whole thing was, I bet you can't go double platinum, because Christian bands go only gold, frankincense, and myrrh. And
Yes.
they went double myrrh.
Yeah.
And the last words in that episode was, fuck Jesus.
Yeah.
And
Cartman
then
just
Butters,
loses
and
it.
then Butters just walks up to him and kicks him right in the fucking nuts.
Yes.
Because they've all been scammed. But like that's the whole thing about Cartman. That's why I would like the little rounded off piece, because
Right.
it would have been a payoff. And who's not to say they won't do it again? I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
But the whole, this backpedaling on their actions.
Yeah.
Like, hey, let's get everybody together for a Nuggets game.
Mm-hmm.
That way it saves the friendship, which leads to the farm not burning down and
Mm-hmm.
them giving Randy the special strain of integrity.
Yeah.
I love how it's just all starts and it's all based around just their one of their girlfriends at school farting in gym class.
Oh yeah, they ruined this
In
girl's
classic
life.
South Park fashion.
Yeah, they try to ruin this. It is classic.
Yeah.
It is. It's just the
No,
stupidest.
sweetheart, you did.
No. Why are you doing this to me?
Terrorize, like they've gone back into the past to terrorize this little girl just to be
get
like,
Nuggets
you
tickets.
farted in gym class.
And not just that, just to get Nuggets tickets.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's not that hard to get Nuggets tickets.
Which would have been
it's the Denver Nuggets. They're not good.
which would have been a great early season episode of South Park
Yeah.
by itself.
Yeah, and that's one thing I'm kind of worried about because I haven't heard anything about the next season.
Yeah.
I know these are very complicated things, but they probably take them instead of 6, maybe 12 days to air. I had to create, a continuity for an hour.
Yeah.
But I'm really hoping the show comes back.
So they have been confirmed to do more seasons again.
I hope they're not on Paramount.
I've slowly done like a little bit of I've fallen back into a South Park rabbit hole after watching these specials, and I've found like a recent interview or two of Matt Stone talking about it, and he's been living in New York for the last year and a half.
Mm-hmm.
All these episodes have been done remotely.
Okay.
So he hadn't even flown back into LA, and they were even making jokes about it. They were like, right as they were about to start recording for the next season, that's when Trey, who lives in California, was like, dude, things are like going to shit over. Matt, who was living in New York, was like, dude, everything's going to shit over here. Like this COVID shit's for real. And Trey, Matt, who's in LA, or whoever the fuck, the other one in LA, was just like, what the hell are you talking about, man? Things are fine over here. And then how it was just like that wave of it just reaching over there and them just being like, oh. And ever since then, they've just been doing everything remotely. And they were saying that once they can do everything back in the studio again, they'll start making seasons.
You do see a lot of callbacks to right now.
Yeah.
We can't get tinfoil. Why? Because there's a cargo ship on the coast of Jersey. We can't get anything.
Kenny McCormick.
Yeah.
Or Andrew Cuomo is making a speech
like,
where it's like, we got to evacuate. I'm a pervert. And
that was a callback to when it was like doing the montage of, only things will be a few weeks.
And I love the callback, because they were able. It's hard for them to do the show, especially in the last 3 years.
Yeah,
it's been really hard for them to do the show because they had the whole member berries and they had to abandon that because shit got a little bit too outrageous in the real world.
Yeah,
and they couldn't play keep up.
6 days. That is bad when the writers of South Park can't play keep up with the insanity that's going on in the world.
Oh, we can't parody this. This is too.
I finally saw something.
Yeah.
I finally saw something on the Onion that was original that didn't sound like it was fucking real. You know what I'm saying? In my mind, I was like, oh fuck, this is actually real.
So they actually got you. It's like the Onion has been actually usable for the first time in over 15 years.
And it's nice, because it's meant as satire. But I think the funniest, the one that came out before this was what Biden has learned from the insurrection from last year and said we need to kill Mike Pence. We're not going to make the same mistakes as we did during the insurrection. We're going to kill Mike Pence. And I'm just like, oh my God, that's so, it's so cutting.
Yeah.
And works.
Yeah.
I don't care what side of the fence you're on. That's fucking hilarious.
I don't care who you are. That's funny right there.
Essentially, pretty much.
That's literally what you just said.
I tried to say that without saying that.
Yeah. Because those guys have gone nuts too.
Yeah.
But I'm glad they're keeping this up.
Yeah.
Because, without it, it's just one more little thing that's kind of ruining everything in my view. This ain't just because I'm working all the time either. It's we're running out of content that we generally love, and I'm glad they released the Spider-Man movie. I'm glad they were able to show, hey, we don't need this is going to get a little political, but we don't need China to make a buttload of fucking money on a goddamn movie, so we don't need to listen to their input.
That's what South Park touches on that quite a bit in the last few seasons.
That's kind of in a way ruining some of these movies that we like so much. Is oh no, we can't have this character because it wouldn't sell overseas. Fuck overseas. It's made here. It's made with American actors and actresses, made by American people, and so maybe it's not just for you. Maybe you should make your own goddamn movies. And that's what I loved about South Park when they do the Red Dragon episode, where it's just like, hey, it's Stan, Jimmy. No, who's on drums?
Is it Jimmy on drums?
It's Jimmy. on drums,
And then Butters is on guitar.
and Butters is on guitar, and Stan's singing.
Yeah.
He's like, "This is a song about me missing my home," and it's just, and it's just like, even they do the
It's
whole
that same episode where they do like the biopic.
yeah, and but they
Yeah.
do the whole inverted color scheme,
Yep.
and it's like flashing, and it's just like fuck China, and it's just like, oh, I fucking hate my life, and then you're like, oh wait, yeah, Santa's a nihilist, I forgot.
They even say on that episode where it's like, well, in order to make a buck, you got to sacrifice a little freedom, drink the milk from that warm tea to China.
Yep, freedom is a $1.05.
Yeah.
But it shows, people are bending over backwards for money from overseas. And that was actually a positive thing I read about the new Spider-Man movie, was it was able to just pump out a fuck ton of money
Oh yeah.
without having to worry about overseas, because that was something they were worried about when they were doing the movie. And like, I don't want to say this, like, I know it's eventually going to happen, but Disney buying Paramount and then buying Comedy Central and like just
And then
owning
just
it.
having just looking at everything and just being like, we own this.
Yep.
Yeah.
Cartman's a Disney princess.
With his little bow.
Yeah.
Polly Prissy Pants and Clyde Frog.
Let me out here, mister. Let me out. No. You're staying in the test.
I think Cartman's gone crazy.
I think Cartman turned into Buffalo Bill in one episode. Because there's an episode where he does that. He plays Lambs.
Yeah.
He's playing a game called Lambs.
Yeah.
And it's fucking Silence of the Lambs he's playing in the basement. He dug a pit and threw Polly Pissy Press down there. No. They pushed the lotion out its skin. Hi, mister, just let me out. Come on now. Come and let me out. And he's just like, no.
It puts the Joe Dirt in the hole.
Yeah.
I want that remake.
God damn, that dude. That was the dude that played Shao Kahn.
Holy shit, it is.
That's the dude that played Shao Kahn.
Well, how do we think of the wrap up though before the Denny's Applebee's Max
Where are my
reunion?
supplies?
Where in order to do it, it's like they had the boys picked up in a helicopter and dropped off at the Clippers game, like or the Nuggets game rather.
I
Like,
forgive
They're playing
you.
the Clippers.
so it's like how that felt a little just like, I don't know, that the Trey and Matt have always kind of taken jabs at like shows, say like Family Guy, where like just the random thing happens for it to happen. It felt like that whole sequence was just a little past what South Park would usually do for that moment.
I just saw it as a win.
Yeah.
Because they're succeeding in what they do.
Yeah.
Because that was the whole crux of the original beginning was, hey, we found out what's their name, farted in PE.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We can get Clippers Nuggets tickets.
Yeah.
And like, hey, that was the whole object. That was the original thesis of the episode.
Yeah.
And it just devolves into the whole time travel thing. But it's a win.
Right.
And that's something that never happened in South Park a lot.
But it's just with how much they are sometimes based in reality, and like things kind of have to happen and need to happen in a way that kind of fits real life. I'm just trying to imagine a way in which adult Cartman, Stan, and Kyle were able to get that girl so scared that she was able to pull all of that off for 4 kids. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, it's
Like that. That's like celebrity status. That's
Yeah.
like movie star.
Well, that
came
was
to
the whole
town
thing. That was the whole thing
status.
about the funny thing that Cartman said. He's like, we just tell her, we have proof, and it's just a photo.
Yeah.
Of her, basically farting, and we're going to get fucking Nuggets tickets,
Right,
Because,
like just tickets though.
But
like
like
this went above and beyond tickets.
but like if you remember what he said, he's like, her mom works for the Nuggets, and they're like up there,
Yeah.
in the franchise of this basketball team. This is like, first of all, it's a stupid fucking plan. But somehow it paid off. And
Yeah.
that's what happens in a lot of the show. It's just we don't get the standard payoff like we usually do.
Right.
Like going back to the Cartman's Preacher one,
Mm-hmm.
he legitimately made a shit ton of money.
yeah.
He won. He won. That's the fucked up part. He fucking won. And that's the payoff. And I think we needed this payoff just as like a hard reboot.
Yeah.
Because when the show does finally kick back on, they got to be friends again. We don't want to start off on a bad note.
Yeah.
Like with the whole integrity thing where, Stan lives away. Butters is still grounded. But you know what I'm saying? Like you really want to start off with that joke of, hey, weed cures everything.
Yeah.
And and because they're in Colorado, I don't know if you've really seen it. I noticed it when they started off, but weed is also a good thing, but it's also making Colorado worse.
Yeah.
But not because of crime or anything. It's about the cost of living.
Yeah.
It's skyrocketing in fucking Colorado.
Oh, yeah.
And
Everyone wants to live there because it's legal weed.
yeah, and that just makes it just a little bit more of a side joke on the whole thing, especially now since it's terrible to live in Colorado right now.
Yeah.
Because, everyone's freezing to death.
Our friends in Fast Eddie, I'll see one of them post like they're stuck in traffic. They're like, "Go the fuck home! Quit moving here."
Fuck, that's Nashville right now with all the blizzards they're getting to.
Yeah. Especially with Kentucky getting hit by the tornadoes.
Yeah.
Tennessee, the mountains. Everybody just can. Like I saw Brad posted a video that they just got a shit ton of snow. They didn't get a fucking drop of anything the whole time I was up there. It was like a cool 65 the whole time I was up there during Christmas.
Yeah.
And back here, it was 70 degrees on fucking New Year's.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah. Oh yeah, no, I was borderline in short sleeves on Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
Again, ain't the future great?
Fucking future, man.
And they never explained the hats.
They never explained the hats.
I'm assuming they're knitting, they're hats that are knitted because everyone got into knitting over the fucking pandemic. Yarn skyrocketed.
I mean, I see it. Everybody my age is, knitting or
Maybe
crocheting.
Maybe because they don't want to look at this goddamn thing all day where it's just ruining their life.
Yes. Looking at the cell phone.
Again, I did notice that every person that was in a customer service aspect wore them, and the news anchors. So it's like every doctor, news anchor, customer service rep, anyone that was in the field of service of some way, shape, or
Any
form.
face-to-face
person. But none of like just standard people were wearing them.
No.
Like even the firefighters were wearing it.
Yeah.
When they showed up at the Super 9 Plus motel.
But I just assumed it was like a knitting joke.
Yeah.
People knitting hats, and I wanted to pay off on that, but I never saw it.
Nope, nothing.
Yeah, it's interesting. That's like the one payoff I think we didn't get.
Yeah, but I do love just the callbacks for the science fiction movies, Terminator and Blade Runner. They keep it in the future a little bit when they redo everything. They still keep it. That is a callback to like early season 2 or 3.
Chin Pokemon, right?
Yeah, the Chin Pokemon. Bye, Chin Pokemon. Electric Rat.
Yeah.
Pterodactyl. Shoe.
I got shoe.
Those are collectibles in the games.
Are they really?
In the first game, you have to find all the Chim Pokemon. And in the second game, you got to find all the Yowie pictures of Craig and Tweak fucking.
What about Alabama Man?
Oh, God. I think Alabama Man is the secret in the PC version. Alabama Man. He drinks Coors and beats his wife.
I told you to shut up.
Shut up, bitch. Bam.
Alabama man.
God, I missed that part of South Park where they did the stupid commercials in between. Like the Cherokee hair tampons. Everybody forgets that shit. I'm just like, nah, man. That was some fucking real school shit back when Comedy Central was really putting it out there.
Yeah. Comedy Central got away with a lot of shit. Except Muhammad.
Yeah. Oh, they got away with Muhammad? Super best friends.
Yep.
Yoga Flame.
Well, that was years before any
but still.
controversy happened because they tried doing it again, and that became like a whole back and forth epic between them and Comedy Central.
Yeah. I was really hoping to see maybe like Scott Tedderman in the show.
Yeah.
Just a callback to him or
his long lost stepbrother, technically.
Yep.
That's still fucked up.
Half-brother, yeah.
Half-brother, yeah.
Maybe Dr. Mephisto and stuff like that. Chef.
We wouldn't get any chef.
But like just something, just like a marker
Yeah.
for Chef, I think that would have been funny.
Yeah, you don't see a lot of action from the adult
Hello,
characters.
children. Robot chef.
Really. Yeah, you don't see a lot of action from the adult characters outside of Randy.
Yeah.
I think that Integrity Weed run is.
Kick him in the balls, Dad.
What? Cook them in the fucking balls.
Imagine the Integrity Weed run's probably gonna be over with, but I hope they keep doing making Randy narratives.
But with that, I know you've heard maybe the Beavis and Butthead.
Yes,
And
they're
King
getting
of
a
the Hill.
revival.
They've got the sketches of what the present day Beavis and Butthead are
Now,
looking like.
Have you heard any news about Fox doing a reboot for King of the Hill?
I have. I've read things.
Well, so I've read the things you've read.
Yeah.
And all that's been posted was one Facebook page made a fan art rendering of what old King of the Hill would look like and said Fox is looking at announcing it soon. That's all that's really been out there. But Mike Judge straight out confirmed Beavis and Butthead and posted his own sketches on Twitter. So that is definitely coming.
They look like the roadies that were in Beavis and Butthead Do America.
They do.
You mean their dads?
Their dads.
The real dads?
Uh-huh.
I don't know. I'd be more excited for the King of the Hill, but, it's just fan speculation now.
Yeah.
I'm ready for Paramount to put out some more South Park stuff, though. I really am.
Yeah, I'm enjoying these little mini movies.
Oh, no. They've been absolutely killing it with these releases lately, I think.
And Paramount has, I don't know if you've seen it, they've bought, they do that show Yellowstone.
I was going to say, all my parents and my parents and my friends' parents all watch Yellowstone. That's the big driver over there now.
It's a compelling story.
I'm sure it is.
But they've also created another show with Jeremy Renner about cops, about crooked cops. It looks pretty good.
Okay.
It reminds me of that movie Pride and Glory.
Never saw that one.
It's a fucked up movie. Colin Farrell tries to kill a baby with an iron.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's pretty fucking metal.
God damn.
But it has that kind of feel to it, and they've expanded that Yellowstone into a prequel series.
Damn, it's already gotten that much of a...
Dude, when that first season came out, dude, I was hooked.
Okay.
Because it is a good show.
I've been told it's good, but...
It's just, it gets boring after a while.
How many seasons deep is it in now?
4, I think.
Really?
Yeah.
All right.
But, Paramount, I think, is setting itself up to be bought. I think that's what they're trying to do, to get bought out by...
Like being set to fail, maybe?
Well, no, it's set to fail, but being bought. Like, they're creating all this compelling content to be able to sell. Because Paramount before this wasn't shit.
No.
There was nothing on Paramount.
They only had like a couple Star Trek things, so only the Star Trek fans were keeping that afloat.
Yeah, CBS
stuff,
CBS
yeah.
has the Star Trek stuff.
Oh, I thought Paramount did.
Yeah, so CBS, they're never going to get sold because they're part of the bigger.
Yeah.
But it's getting to the point where they're trying to put a nail in the coffin in just regular cable. Mm-hmm. Because there's nothing on like regular. I tried to watch regular TV the other day. Couldn't find shit.
I mean, my folks don't watch regular cable. They just watch everything through YouTube if it's just fucking live TV stuff, like YouTube TV.
But it's all reality stuff now. I don't like it. Like, I tried watching the History Channel. There's nothing history about that fucking channel anymore.
No, there wasn't anything back
No,
then
not for
either.
like 10 years.
Yeah, but when I was a kid, it was like Modern Marvels and fucking Nazis.
Yeah.
A lot of Nazis.
Oh god, there's been some YouTube people that have
Lot of
gone back
Nazis.
and like found some of those old History Channel specials, and like those specials are asinine. Like there's so much false information. They're just like, holy fuck.
I think
like-
after Ancient Aliens, that's when History Channel kind of just took a dip.
Yeah, we don't understand engineering, and we're going to say aliens did everything.
Yeah.
Yep.
Love it.
That guy with the hair, though.
I fucking love the future.
Fucking future, man.
It's the shit.
But no, so that's been South Park, The Return of COVID, our 2-part special.
Yep.
Because again, 2 episodes one day, might as well. And it's on the free public network, so share it around at this point. Get everyone interested. We got a nice back catalog of episodes, and now we've got new ones coming out already. Damn.
Yeah, hope you, all the folks that are listening for free are enjoying this now that it is free.
Yeah, no shit. Chris, you really got to what you say now.
Do I?
Joey Diaz of this motherfucker.
Yeah, no shit.
Hey, Peter.
Well, for the couch potatoes, I've been Alex.
This is Cap.
Hey, Chris, do you have any sort of final thoughts for us?
We are just puppets of the macabre, I will say that. God, I love the goddamn future. Don't you? With your electric vape. Back in my day, cigarettes were organic. So was the weed. And so was the entertainment.
Where's your integrity?
Where's your integrity, huh?
I got my cancer with integrity.
I don't need my nuts to shrink with this cell phone.